Hi, my name is Lindsay, and today I will be guiding you through Vinyasa Flow series. Class is for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and make any modifications as you need, coming in and out of postures and listening to your own body. The theme for today's class is gratitude. So at this time, if you would like, take your hands to your heart center, take a downward gaze or eyes closed. Let's start to focus on the breath in the body, the rising, the falling of the chest and the belly. If you would like, go ahead and set an intention for your practice today. Go ahead, take a deeper breath. Big inhale up with the arms, and exhale, hands down through the center. We'll find our way onto our backs, feet on the floor, arms in a T position. And then very slowly let the legs windshield wiper side to side here. Once you're ready, let the legs stay on one side. Maybe the gaze looks away from the knees. Maybe the bottom ankle hooks on top of that top thigh. Breathe. Gently release. Let the legs fall to the other side. Gaze option to look away from the knees. Maybe that bottom ankle crossing over the top thigh. Go ahead, bring the legs back to center. Stretch the arms and the legs long, and take a moment to just reach one side of the body longer and then the other, stretching from fingers and toes, feeling the full length of your body. Let's go ahead, take your upper body towards the right upper corner of the mat, right hand pulling that left wrist up and over. Walk the feet in the same direction towards the right lower corner of your mat. Maybe that left ankle crosses over the right, and breathe into the left side of the body. Gently release, center the body, and then taking the upper body over to the left upper corner of the mat, left hand pulling that right wrist. Legs walk over to the lower left corner of the mat, an option to cross that right ankle over the left, breathing into the right side of the body. Feeling the breath expand the lungs, and the lungs expand the ribs. Gently release, make your way back to center, and rolling over to your stomach. We'll begin with the Sphinx pose, having the kneecaps and the tops of the feet onto the mat, drawing up onto the forearms, feeling the heart shine forward, top of the head, reaching towards the sky. See if you can press the tops of the feet down into the mat, press the forearms down, and almost feel as if you're pulling the elbows back towards your ribs, creating space in the upper back. One more big breath here. And then go ahead, press back into a child's pose, hips to heels. Knees can be together or further apart. Welcome in any movement that feels good in this moment. And let's come back on up. You can either repeat that Sphinx pose, Or if you feel ready, straighten the arms up into a higher placement. Still pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, engaging the glutes, and feeling the shoulders slide down the back. Gently release. Find yourself in child's pose again. Breathing into the back side of the body, fronts of the hips creasing. One more time, back out onto the stomach here. This time we'll lower all the way on down. Take your right arm straight out to the side. Press your left hand into the mat, rolling open until that left foot can land on the floor behind your right leg. Opening into that right chest. Breathe here. On your next exhale, bring it back through center. Reversing, the left arm stretches long, right palm presses into the mat, and right foot goes up and over until the foot can reach the floor, chest opening. Breathing here. Go ahead, untwist yourself and make your way onto all fours. Always an option to grab a blanket for under the knees if the knees are sensitive. We'll inhale that right arm up high, take a big opening through the chest, looking to the sky, and then exhaling, threading it through down to the mat. Left hand can either walk out in front and press into the spiral, or you can wrap that left arm around behind the back. Option to reach for that right hip. Pressing that left hand back underneath the shoulder, unwinding, inhaling that right arm back up to the sky, and bringing the hand back to the mat. Reversing, left arm, inhaling up to the sky, exhaling, threading it through down to the mat. Again, option to take that right hand out in front of the body, or you can wrap that right arm around behind the back, reaching for the front, that left hip. Planting the right hand back to the mat. Bringing yourself back into that tabletop position. We'll go for a cat-cow here, focusing on the movement of the spine, inhaling, arching the chest, and the gaze and the hips high. And then exhale, rounding, pulling the tailbone towards the forehead. Middle of the back lifting high. And again, letting that nice slow inhale guide you up. And exhale, rounding. Taking a few more times. You can continue slow. Speed it up. Maybe take some circular actions of the back, head, and hips. Taking another breath where you are. And let's go ahead, take the left toes to the left side of the mat, right leg to the short side of the mat, and right arm reaches high, finding a supported side plank. Just start circling that right arm up and around, a few times going down and opening. And then go ahead, reverse the circle, taking it to the front of the mat and lifting up, just feeling the whole range of motion that we have in that shoulder here. Keeping the arm reaching high now, bringing the hips and the shoulders back to the mat, stepping that right foot to the front of the mat, stretching that right leg long, finding a revolved low lunge here. Breathing into this. Option to stay here a little longer, or you can lower the back knee to the mat. Reach back, see if you can catch that back foot. Pull the heel in towards you. Release from where you are. Reset. And you're all fours. Right foot goes to the long side of the mat, left foot goes to the back short side of the mat, finding that kneeling side plank position. Start circling the arm down and around, feeling the full range of motion that you have in that shoulder here. And then go ahead, reverse that, taking to the front of the mat and then back on up. Keep the arm reaching high, bring the hips and the shoulders back to face the mat. Left foot steps forward, tuck the back toe, straighten the back leg. Maybe the gaze goes high. Revolve, low lunge. Option to stay or lower the knee. Reach back, see if you can pull that foot in deeper. Spiral more into this position and breathe. Release from where you are. Plant the hands. Step forward to the front of the mat. Feet hips distance. Reaching for opposite elbows, really bend the knees and take a moment in a ragdoll position. Feeling the weight distributed evenly on both feet, the torso hanging heavy on the thighs and the spine stretching long. Let's go ahead on the next inhale, rooting to rise, arms sweeping up overhead. On the exhale, hands through prayer, taking a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, elongate through the spine. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to step into your plank. Option to stay in plank for chaturanga, hold the plank, or drop to the knees if you prefer. We'll go ahead, hug the elbows in, lower down, and lift up to an up dog or a cobra. On the exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. From here, finding three-legged dog, starting with squared off hips, hips staying down towards the floor, and the right foot reaching to the back of your mat. Let's go ahead, point the foot, open the hip, lift that leg even higher. And then on the inhale, pull the knee in towards the right elbow. Coming into a single-legged plank. Exhale, reach it back up to the sky. Bend the leg, open the hip, and then drop that foot down to the floor. From here, we're lifting up, reach into the front of the mat, finding an opening through the front side of the body, and spiral back into the plank. We'll chaturanga, up dog, down dog, the second side. From your down dog, lift that left leg high, finding the hips square to the floor to start three-legged dog. Feeling where you're having sensation through the body. When you're ready, point the foot. Lift that leg nice and high. Inhale, pull the knee forward to the outside of that left elbow. Exhale, lift back on up. Bend the knee, open the hip, let the foot drop down. On the inhale, reach to the front of the mat, open the heart. And then rotate back to the mat. And walk to the front. Bend the knees. And find that ragdoll one more time. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot steps back. So left foot steps back, right foot stays forward. Drop the left knee to the mat. Inhale the body up. Anjayasana. Staying low. Let's cactus the arms open, feeling the heart expand. From here, change. Hands clasped behind the back. Pull the knuckles back. Lift the heart high and breathe. Bow the chest forward. We'll tuck the back toe, stretch through the back leg. Scoot the back foot in, bend the knee. push off, and find warrior three. If you can, sweep the arms to reach to the front of the mat. Using your core, lift up, single leg Tadasana. Bring your hands to prayer, crossing that left ankle over the right knee, sitting back, finding your balance on one leg here. Breathe. Dropping the foot, inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands through prayer, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot back. Drop the right knee. Finding low lunge, second side. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Feeling the heart expand. Elbows open, find the calf. Changing, clasping the hands, pulling the knuckles back, lifting the heart. From here, bow your chest forward. Tuck the back toe, stretch the back leg. Scoot the back foot in, bend the knee. Push off, and find warrior three. Use blocks on the floor if you ever start to lose the balance. Arms sweep to the front of the mat. And then lift the gaze, lift the torso. Single leg Tadasana. Right ankle crosses over the left knee. Hands to prayer. And sit back. Breathe. We're going to flow through this one more time, just keeping them all connected. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, left leg slips back, drop the knee. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, cactus open. Clasping the hands. Inhale. Exhale, expand. Bowing forward. Tuck that back toe. Stretch. Big push forward. Right away, sweep those arms forward. Right away, stand your body up. Cross the ankle, hands to prayer. Sit back. Breathe. One more breath here. Directly into the second and last side. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhaling, arms up, opening to the cactus. Inhale, clasp the hands. Exhale, pull and open. Tucking the back toe as you bow your chest. Big push forward. Right away, sweep the arms forward, warrior three. Inhale, up to the Tadasana, single leg. Cross the ankle, hands to prayer. Sit back and breathe. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, big step back. Left foot, find warrior two. Let's stay here for a moment. Feel the arms reaching long. The ribs stacked over the hips. Front knee aligned over the front ankle. And that back foot really round, grounded into the mat. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Option to wrap that left arm, reaching for that front right hip. Inhale, body up. Exhale, extended side angle. Start with the forearm on the front thigh. Breathing here. If you feel ready for the next level, take your hand lower. Wrap that top arm around here in the back. See if you can wrap that bottom arm under the thigh for a bind. Top arm, left hand grabs that right wrist and wrap your chest open. From here, maybe straighten your front leg. If you're still in the bind, that's awesome, or you can open into a triangle position of the arms using blocks as needed. You also have an option to grab a strap to connect your hands with the strap behind your back. Let's bend your front knee, take your gaze to that front foot, and walk that front foot forward. Rock your chest to the floor and lift the right heel. Next option here, if you feel good here, press into that left foot and lift up. Finding bird of paradise, maybe extending the leg. Then go ahead, drop the foot when you're ready. One more time through this. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting back on up. Stepping back with the right foot. Find that warrior two. Front knee stacked over the front ankle. Ribs aligned over the hips. Shoulders level. Arms reaching. Take a big inhale. Flip the front palm. Exhale, side bend. Reverse the warrior. Option to wrap that right arm around behind the back. And breathe here. Inhale the body up. Exhale, starting. Forearm to the front thigh. Sweeping the back arm by the ear. Extended side angle. You're welcome to stay and hold here. Take any modifications of this next balance posture as needed. If you're ready, drop the left hand down all the way and wrap that right arm around behind the back. The bottom arm will reach up, top hand grabs the bottom wrist, and then we wrap the chest open. From here, option to straighten that front leg. Now again, you might be in a triangle pose, you might use blocks. Go ahead, bend the front knee, look to the front of the mat, and take steps forward. Wrap your chest towards your thighs, and that left heel can lift. Again, if you're going for the bind, for the full bird of paradise, you can also use a strap. When and if you're ready, root to the rise, lifting the torso, lifting that leg. Welcoming in any of the wiggles. Maybe straighten that leg. And then go ahead, drop down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the breath. Step back to your knees and rest in your child's pose. Take several breaths here and let the body surrender into the mat. From here, let's take some abdominal work. Find your way onto your back. Start with the arms out in a T position, and we'll imprint the spine, trying to keep the low back pressing down into the mat. Lift those legs to tabletop height, and then slowly lower the right toes. Exhale, bring it back to tabletop. Lower the left, and exhale, lift. Right toes down. Lift up. Left toes down. And then start to just alternate tapping right and tapping left. If you feel good here and you want an added challenge, hands behind the head, crunch the shoulder blades off the mat as you're switching. Just breathing here. And start to speed it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a little wiggle, side to side. Go ahead, hug the right knee into your chest. Squeeze it tight and give it a massage, noticing all the movement that is available in that hip. Go ahead, take the left hand and cross the body. Look away from the bent knee, stretching the right arm out to the side and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. On your next exhale, bring yourself back to center, give the knee a hug, and then go ahead, switch the legs, tugging that left knee in, stretching the right leg long, taking a moment to just massage that leg into little circles, noticing all the movement that's available on that left hip. Go ahead, using the right hand, guide that leg across the body, left arm goes long, and looking gently away from the bent knee here. On your next exhale, come back to center, hug both knees in, massaging both hips towards your chest, and then gradually make your way over onto your stomach. One more opening from the front of the heart today. We'll go ahead, clasp the hands behind the back like we did in our standing practice. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, maybe lift the legs and hold. Gently release, hands under the forehead, and relax. Let the hips wiggle side to side. We're going to do that one more time here. When you're ready, clasp the hands behind the back, pull the knuckles back, maybe lift the legs, looking just a tiny bit higher, pinching shoulder blades together and holding 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing. Hands underneath the shoulders, wiggling the hips. Maybe you take those feet high and you just take a windshield wiper from your stomach. Hands under the shoulders, press your way into all fours. We'll go ahead, pull that right knee towards the right wrist and set up a pigeon pose here. Let's start by lifting the chest tall. And exhale, relaxing the chest forward over the front leg. And breathe. Use props as needed to make this posture more comfortable. We'll be here for a moment. Settle in. Draw the hands under the shoulders and walk yourself up, sitting into the right hip. Let's swing that left leg around. Option to cross knee to knee or stacking the legs, using blocks, blankets, bolsters as needed to make this feel better for your body wherever you're at today. Lengthening the spine, sitting tall, seeing if you can get both sits bones on the floor. And if you feel ready, start to lean forward and breathe here. Noticing what might arise as intensity builds in the hips. Noticing as you hit an edge, can you use the breath to soften and stay? Noticing as the body stays more still, The mind has the ability to stay more still as well. Go ahead, use the hands. Walk your way back upright and twist those legs. Sit back into the hands. Just windshield wiper back and forth a few times here. Setting up for the second side. Beginning in hands and knees. Pulling that left knee towards the left wrist. Extending that back leg long, kneecap down, starting by just lifting the chest up tall. And when and if you're ready, draping the chest over the front thigh. We'll stay and we'll breathe. See if you can get the shoulders and the hips nice and even. Drawing the hands under the shoulders, sitting towards that left hip. Go ahead, swing that right leg around. Again, option, go knee to knee, thigh to thigh, into that shoelace pose, or you can stack the legs or even just a crisscross leg position. Take a moment and see if you can find both sits bones grounded into the mat today. If you like, option to lean forward here and breathe. Using the hands, walking yourself on upright. We'll open the legs into a nice wide-legged posture. Let's take flexed feet today. Try to keep the sits bones on the ground. And we'll side bend up and over towards your left leg, right arm leading. Option to thread that left arm across to that right hip or plant it on the floor. Seeing if you can keep the sits bones grounded. Lifting the torso. Walking the hands either side of the knee using blocks as needed or maybe even a strap on your foot. Walk your chest towards that left leg. Again, seeing if you can keep that right hip grounded. You might not go as far. Pressing into the hands to lift. Recenter yourself. Wait and flex the feet a few times. Leave them flexed and we'll go up and over. The right side, left arm leading. From here, right forearm can maybe reach across and grab for that left hip or plant the forearm onto the mat and breathe into the side body. Inhale, lift back on up. Squaring the shoulders towards the knee, hands on either side using props as needed, lengthen forward. And breathe. Noticing if one side feels easier or harder than the other. No judgment, just be aware. Bodies are not meant to be perfectly symmetrical. Press into the hands. Relax the feet. Walk your hands out in center, maybe use bolsters or blocks underneath the torso. Knees don't have to be perfectly straight. Just surrender into the inner thighs and take a few slow breaths here. If you like, you can even let those legs roll in and keep stretching. Using the hands, walking yourself on up. Last stretch we'll take here today. Extend the legs out in front, just shake them. Thank them for the hard work that they did for you in this practice today and every day. Flex those toes back towards you. Inhale, sweep those arms up. And exhale, reaching for the toes, dropping the head and relaxing forward here. Using straps, blocks, bolsters, blankets as needed to make this more comfortable. We'll stay for a few more breaths. Using your hands, find your way out of that forward fold. Find a comfortable seat wherever feels comfortable for you, your body today. Maybe you're sitting on a block or a bolster. Take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Take a downward gaze or closed eyes and start focusing on the breath. Noticing on the inhale, allowing the chest and the belly to expand fully. And on the exhale, noticing the air as it leaves the body. Take a couple moments here just to watch and observe your breathing. Let your hands rest on your thumbs. And mentally go back to the intention that you set at the beginning of class if you choose one. Repeat that intention to yourself. You can either continue to focus on that singular intention, or you can start listening to blessings that you have in your mind. So on the inhale, thinking of a blessing or your intention, and exhaling out, thank you. Inhaling in through the nose, a blessing. Exhaling out, thank you. Continuing at your own pace, just like this, a few more rounds. Remembering to thank your body for making it to the mat today, and for all that your body does for you today and every day. Remembering to find gratitude for this breath, our connection to life. Take one more inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, hands through prayer. And take yourself back to your back, settling in for Shavasana. On your back here, use props as needed to make this more comfortable. Roll the shoulders underneath the body. And we'll scan through the body and just noticing where you are today on your back. Checking in, scanning from the top of the head, noticing the energy of the crown of the head, the forehead, eyebrows, noticing the tension of any of the muscles in that upper head. Seeing if you can allow yourself permission to release and surrender in this moment. Checking in with your eyes, sensing the back of the eyes, and letting those eyes rest. Maybe thanking them for the sight that they give you every day. Checking in with your ears, encouraging the inner ears to soften. Maybe thanking the ears for your ability to hear. Checking in with your jaw, relaxing the jaw and the tongue, relaxing the throat. Maybe thanking those vocal cords for allowing you to communicate, your tongue for allowing you to taste, the teeth for allowing you to chew. Checking in with the tops of the shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers, allowing those limbs to just soften into the mat, acknowledging all the work that our arms and hands do for us every day. Checking in with the chest, noticing expansion and contraction of those protective ribs, feeling the gift of air into the lungs. Noticing your back, your belly, your whole torso. Maybe acknowledging that support that spine gives you and all of the functions that your organs provide. Checking in with your hips, that connecting point from the top half of the body and the lower half of the body. Seeing if you can surrender the pelvis into the mat. And lastly, your thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Maybe finding that gratitude for those legs supporting you day in, day out, and allowing you to come to yoga practice and move about your days. From here, just feeling the energy of the whole body, radiating in all directions. And staying a little longer as we rest here and give that body a moment to just surrender and take a physical break. Let the mind take a rest. If the mind wanders off, just bring it back to focusing on the breathing. Go ahead, start to deepen that breath again in through the nose and out through the mouth. Start to gently find movement in the fingers and the toes. Maybe rock the head side to side. You can yawn those arms up overhead and take another reach side to side with the torso. And then very slowly, heavy body weight, roll to one side, find a fetal position and rest there for a moment. Using the hands, pressing yourself up, finding a comfortable seat. Hands resting on the thighs. Take a big inhale in through the nose and hold. Exhale, audible sigh out. Thank you for joining me in practice today. Namaste.